Well, I think I first fell in love with radio probably when I was like 8 or 9 or 10 years old, just driving in the car with my parents, listening to the radio. I grew up in Annapolis, Maryland, and we had a great AM station called WYRE where it was like every other AM station in the country. You heard everything. It was unlike radio today. You could hear rock into blues, into jazz, into pop, into whatever. And it was all, there was no real format. It was just the hits. And it was really good music back in the 60s.
The first night you walked into KFAT, what was that like?
Well, walking into KFAT was an interesting story. My parents had a doctor named Norton Benner, and I got bronchitis, and I was staying at their house recovering. And I went to see the doctor, and he was out. But his son had just started a practice, and his name was Dr. Bob. Dr. Bob had lived with a disc jockey living with them named Terrell Lynn Thomas, who was a disc jockey at KFAT. And he said, you should go down to Gilroy and apply because you want to be a DJ. You are a DJ. So he said, you should go down to Gilroy and look up Terrell Lynn Thomas. So I did. I drove down to Gilroy and I went up to the KFAT studios, and Belinda was working at the front desk. And I asked if I could see Terrell Lynn Thomas. Could you tell me if she's in? And Belinda started laughing hysterically, and I didn't know why. And then Belinda went up to get Terrell Lynn. And when Terrell Lynn Thomas came down, Terrell Lynn Thomas was not a woman, but rather a very tall cowboy with a big dog named Big Nose, and with a cowboy hat. And what was really nice is Terrell Lynn became basically my brother and took me under his wing and taught me the ropes and kept me safe for the next few years there, because you needed people to protect you at KFAT. It was wild and crazy and sometimes dangerous. And it was good to have a family looking after you. And other people at KFAT became my family. One of them was a guy named Wild Bill Goldsmith, who I met in 1981. Well, we've been doing crazy things ever since. And here we are doing Radio Paradise and KFAT in 2026. So it's a beautiful journey.